don't know shit.
Hey, welcome back, gang. Check-ins, part 2. I had a great time doing part 1 and checking in with all the buds and, just seeing my friends' faces and saying, hey, what's up? It's a good thing to do, I believe. And in part 2 here, we're going to check in with KDO, Danny Rebel, Paul Gott, Jacki SugarVixen. By the way, check out her episode. It's absolutely fantastic. John Jordan as well, going to pop in on him and, just say what's up. So, thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, help grow the channel. And if you want to help another way, if you want to join the Be a Producer program, the PayPal link is in the description. So let's do this. All right, let's go.
Oh, came in, don't know shit.
Yeah, I see you. I hear you. You look great. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys? Or how are you?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. By the way, it's cool that said you guys because Christina said, make sure to give hugs and kisses and send all the love your way.
Oh, well, you have to give her a big hug and scratch Django on the head for me and say hi to Eden as well.
I will. He's all tired right now. He's like a sleepy dog. It's late for him. It's 10 o'clock at night over here.
It's way past the bedtime, especially in quarantine. Come on.
That's it. What time is it over there right now?
It is 9:30 a.m.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, good
Got a little
morning.
bit of a time difference. Good morning. Good morning. Just having some coffee.
Nice. I just had a drink myself.
Well, I'll be honest. I was wondering about whether or not I should just have like a morning beer and festivities or whatever.
Right? Well,
Maybe I'll be a little concerned.
How are things over there?
Strange. Very, very strange. As we talked about in the last, when I was on the show, I've been coming to this island for quite a long time. And I have to say, of all the times I've been here, I don't think I've ever seen the island quite like this. It is
really
desolate. It's desolate. It's so quiet. You can walk on the beach and not see another person, which doesn't happen on this island. So very, very quiet. Tensions are a bit high. We've been lucky. We haven't had any cases of COVID-19 on Koh Tao. And actually the province that I live in is one of the provinces that has recently been upgraded to the yellow zone, which means we haven't had a case in over 14 days. So we're doing all right. Thailand in general is doing okay, but there are definitely measures. There's curfews. So after 10 p.m. until 4 a.m., we're not allowed to leave the house. You have to wear a face mask when you go out. You won't be served at even the 7-Eleven or little shops if you're not wearing a mask. Distancing procedures, no restaurants or bars, kind of the same deal as back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's crazy because like there are some things when you live on an island that do change. I mean, like say desolate, right? Nobody's traveling anywhere. It's crazy. Yeah. Have you guys noticed things like wildlife at all coming out or getting around people more, or over there that's not really a thing?
Well, I mean, the island is small, so okay, we do see little critters crawling around a little bit more often, but actually the big impressive thing has been the ocean. Normally at this time of the year, the weather is very good and we get good visibility and nice calm waters, but it has been so crystal clear. The water has been pristine, and we are all wondering, because we're not allowed to go scuba diving right now. So we're all wondering what the dive sites are looking like, because I'm sure the fish are having a party because they're all by themselves. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and there have been sightings of dolphins following boats in the area. So there's been some wildlife coming back that maybe is a little bit shyer on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. But that's crazy. I mean, like as far as like industry or the people needing money and stuff like that, is there any support or anything for the people over there? Like, I mean, like I don't know what percentage of the revenue comes from high, I imagine.
A lot of it. So all over Thailand, there's a lot of struggle right now because of the lack of tourism. I mean, a lot of people work in this country on the basis of tourism. So for example, there are workers from Burma who come over here to work in resorts and restaurants and things like that. And right now at the Burmese border, there are thousands and thousands of people just waiting to cross the river to go back home and be with their families. But because they have no jobs anymore because the tourists aren't here. So they need to go back home, but the border is shut, so they're not allowed. And then on the other side of things, for foreigners like myself who have a permit and a visa in order to be able to work as a tourist-based worker, well, we don't have any customers. So there's a lot of dive instructors, dive masters, people working in the industry that are fleeing back to their home countries, or people like me who are just basically hunkering down and hoping for the best and hoping that we don't become another statistic that just had to leave the island because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah,
What
it's not
about
easy.
like food and stuff? Is it really accessible for everybody, or are people having a hard time getting food?
Well, see, because we're an island, obviously there are boats that come and bring us things. So the boats right now are not catering to human beings. You're not allowed to actually go unless you have a very good reason to leave or come to the island. So there's no people coming on and off, but there are still boats coming with supplies. So we haven't run out of anything. I mean, my biggest problem was I wanted to make burritos one night, and I went and tried to buy a can of black beans, and there were no black beans on the island. So, on the grand scheme of things, there could be a lot worse.
Well, for sure. Now, are you allowed in the water at all? Like, even if you're not working, like just going in the water, or it's totally off limits?
So there are rules. They have been telling us that we are allowed to go snorkeling. However, we need to stay groups of 1 or 2 people, 2 meters apart, not gather, obviously. So thank God it's been my saving grace that at the very least I can either walk down to the beach with the dog or go off and have a little snorkel to say hi to my fish friends. So it's been keeping me sane. But I mean, it's snorkeling is not quite the same as actually breathing underwater. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, are you doing okay? Or are you having a really hard time keeping busy and stuff, or motivated?
Well, I mean, obviously at first when this all happened, it was really surreal because it goes from sort of your regular life to nothing in seconds. So, like one day I was on the dive boat going out for a fun dive with my friends, and I was going to go on the boat the next day. And then I got a phone call. Hey, there's no more customers. We're canceling the boat. Oh, okay. Well, that happened fast. And then, all right, well, now we're going to shut the dive center because there's no customers on the island. Okay, well, that happened fast. All right. And then, more and more news about people having to leave, about uncertainty because of visas, about all these things. It's been really bumpy. But obviously, for the beginning, we were very, very conservative. I was staying at home. I was doing cooking projects. I was making bread. No, just kidding. I haven't done it.
I have to admit I've now moved on to pizza dough, but yeah, I'm all over that shit.
See, I've done pizza dough, I'm not gonna lie, but
all right, that's cool.
Yeah, but cooking projects, like I said, little snorkeling trips, dog walks, and also now because I'm not going to have my standard income from teaching scuba diving, I've had to get creative about how I can stay on the island, because obviously, I mean, I don't make $1 million as a diving instructor. I was living paycheck to paycheck, relatively speaking, maybe not quite paycheck to paycheck, but you know how it is. So now for the next, because it's not looking like much is going to happen until 2021 on the island. So basically I'm looking at 8 months of kind of hankering, sitting tight and hoping for the best. So I'm doing a little bit of work online. I explored the option of teaching English, but unfortunately I never actually finished my bachelor's degree. So I wasn't eligible for most of the websites that do this kind of thing. But I have a friend who has a company on the other side of Thailand who's been juggling 2 young children and all of the social media managing for her business. So I'm helping her write blog posts and edit articles and stuff like that. And then actually my aunt's close friend has been a godsend. He has a company back in Canada who actually hasn't really been affected much by COVID. So he's actually offered me a remote position. And I mean, it's going to be cold calling. I'm basically going to be phoning people up, and it's not going to be great fun. It's not my choice career, but baby, you know what? Exactly. The way I see it right now, I could be sitting in Montreal, close to all of you wonderful people who I miss very much, but sitting in an apartment with a window that looks out onto an alleyway, stuck in there, miserable because I'm far away from the things that I love. Well, at the very least now, the way I have to think about it to keep myself sane, stay positive, is that a lot of people talk about how beautiful it is to be on holiday in Koh Tao. Well, now I get to really experience it for an extended period of time.
Well,
so,
Katie, listen, I'm so happy to see your face. You look healthy. You look like you're doing well. Reach out to anybody, to any friends, anytime. We're all there for you, and you stay safe, okay?
I will, and you too, and everyone out there as well. I miss you guys, and I hope everything is all right over there. Sending all my love.
Love you lots, girl. You stay cool, okay? But seriously, reach out if ever there's anything. Take care. Bye-bye.
Will do. Cheers, love.
Boom, 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 boom. Yo, yo. Hey,
Yo.
how
Hey.
you doing?
Okay, how's it going with you?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. last time the last time I saw you, you left with some pasta sauce.
Yes. It was delicious.
My lady said, ask Paul if he liked the pasta.
Yep. Yeah, I was actually thinking about coming over and doing this in person just so that I could get some more pasta sauce, but
Right? And then soon come. How you been, man?
good, thanks. Just
Yeah,
kind of hanging out, I guess, like everybody else.
That's it. Have you been working at all through this stuff?
Yeah, actually, I've been working tons.
Oh, really? Huh?
Because I teach at university, so I was basically had to rejig all my courses to teach online, which wasn't very easy. And I'm teaching students journalism, so now I had to sort of try and figure out how to get them to do projects and do television when they had no access to equipment and couldn't interview anybody. So it was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure for the students too. That must be like as much for a teacher to adapt. I mean, to like on a drop of a dime have to reinvent how to teach the material or whatever. But also for the students, right? Is they have to learn to receive it this way as well.
Yeah, well, it kind of worked out. I mean, I'm the teacher who gives everybody his home phone number and the right to phone me 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to midnight. So at least that way, what I ended up doing was basically negotiating with 80 students, which was kind of intense, but it's over now.
How did the students react to it? I'm really curious to know that actually.
Pretty calmly. I think it's just kind of like, okay, don't come to school. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay home for a week and we'll figure out what we're doing, which we kind of did sort of. But there was no panic. A lot of them were just like, so do I go home? And it's like, I don't know because nobody's talking to me. And eventually sort of was like, yeah, go home. We'll figure it out. And we kind of did.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But when it came to the actual trying to learn material through this time, I mean, anxiety gets in the way from learning and stuff like that, and then having to learn online, that must have been something to adapt to.
Well, I think it was. It kind of worked out that it was the end of the semester. It was like the last 3 weeks, really.
Right.
So
right.
we were in a groove. It was, I guess, when it comes to semesters, you kind of go first third of the semester is mostly just learning. Lecturing, given the basics. The middle, you're starting to do more assignments and stuff, and then at the end is kind of like mostly assignments. You're basically trying to put into practice what you've learned. So we were in that stage, and they were kind of for 3 of the courses I taught, they were like almost at the point of handing in their big final assignment. So it was kind of close on that one. The other one, it was kind of interesting. Did a little bit on Zoom, but one thing you discover about Zoom is people start zoning out after like 8 or 9 minutes.
Absolutely.
So you can only do so much there. So it was like, how do I figure out how to teach them what I was going to teach them with documents and stuff? But I got my own system as well. So I kind of, I'm my little dark puddle of anarchy that wanders through the university and figures out my own stuff anyway. So it kind of works.
I'm so surprised that you have, not surprised, I mean, that you have your own system, man. I love it.
I kind of got my own textbook that I made for journalism, and so that my top 10 lists, and where I try to be funny all the time. So that's the way I teach, and I kind of had that all set up. So I just kind of expanded it a bit and went from there.
Well, at least it'll keep their attention. Like say, I did one podcast using the Zoom, and I like these little smaller check-ins a bit more, like for that reason. I find it hard after 40 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever. It's it does drain you for sure.
Yeah, at least when students zone out when you're in the class, you can spot them, and then I just always wander over to wherever they are zoning out, and I just kind of stand there until they notice that I'm standing there, and then they zone out again very quickly at that point in time. But that doesn't work so well on Zoom.
Absolutely. And how else have you been keeping yourself busy? I mean, as if that's not really enough.
Well, we've been doing this 40th anniversary of the Ripcordz thing, where I've been putting stuff up every day. So I'm just getting more complicated with that. Putting up more.
I saw the crosswords.
Yeah,
that's
the
crazy.
crosswords. I'm enjoying the crosswords. I'm a crossword fanatic, and I kind of like, I do the New York Times crossword all the time. And
Right,
so I'm
right.
like, okay, I kind of had this thing. I'd been working on a crossword, I think, for like 2 years, and I'd never kind of got around to finishing it. And then I kind of like, okay, well, I got time. So I finished my first crossword, and then like, okay, I'll do another one. And so now I've been doing them like about once every 2 days. And
Yeah, I think that's super cool.
the latest one just went up. It's like all Sex Pistols stuff, and you'll find all their names and stuff in the crossword. And it's kind of like, I think the first ones were very Ripcordz centric, and now they're kind of more just punk centric. So it's kind of like, say if you went to the New York Times and tried to do their crossword puzzle, except you'd have to have, when you go to the New York Times crossword, you have to like have a knowledge of Italian, and you have to like know Shakespeare. And this one, you got to know punk rock. You know,
Yeah, man.
like there's a lot of the standard clues, but there's also a lot of, if you know Black Flag and who's the singer for this band and stuff like that, you can get it. Whereas anybody who normally goes to New York Times is probably going, what the?
You really got to collect them all, get them all together, and make one of those little crossword books, people get at the airports and stuff like that. A punk rock one, man, I bet you anything that'd be the one that sells the most.
Punk words.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. Well, look, man, you look fantastic as always, and I just wanted to check in. Yeah, baby. Just wanted to check in with you, and like I'm doing with all our. Basically all the friends of the podcast and stuff like that doing this way, but it's just kind of a reminder to everybody to check in on their people,
Oh, hey, and you know what? The weirdest thing is, we had to cancel our tours and everything because we got the new record coming out. But so we released it online, so it's now on our Bandcamp page. So now our new album is out, sort of, and out in a Ripcordz way, where we don't really tell anybody. We just kind of throw it in there, and then people find it. It's there. And then I got a call from the record pressing plant the other day. It's evidently we're priority, so it's still in pressing. It should be out in the next couple of weeks. So
amazing,
mail order and stuff. So we're hoping to sell 1,000 records because frig, that's what we were planning on doing on tour. And now there's no tour, so how do we pay for this album? So everybody should mail order us.
Where's the best place? Is it Bandcamp, the Ripcordz?
Yeah, Bandcamp, the Ripcordz, or actually just go through our Facebook page. Like I spend my life on Facebook now. It's it's where we're putting up all our crap. So all the information will be there. We're gonna sell it for like $15 and figure out something for.
And that's on vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Only vinyl. So
that's it. So everybody go to the Bandcamp, or not forget that. Go to the Facebook page. All right, and get yourself some vinyls, Paul. Yep. Great seeing you. Hopefully once they let us out of this little cage there, we'll get together and have a beer.
And we can even do another interview, because you never asked me about the 2 times I got shot by the cops. So like we gotta like.
That's right. I do want to have you back, and we'll have that beer right here.
But beer, we'll do beer too.
Yeah, man. All right, you stay cool, brother.
Yeah, stay safe, man.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Hi.
There she is. Hey, Sugar.
How's it going?
I'm doing all right. I really can't complain at all. I mean, I worked a little bit today. I worked a little 6 hours, came home, did a workout, smoke a spliff, and chill out time,
That sounds really nice, actually.
Yeah, it's actually, like I said, I really can't complain. I know so many people have it so much harder than I do.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're with the ones that you love and you're keeping healthy and you're staying productive and you're just trying to keep that healthy balance of like good mental and emotional and spiritual health, then...
Right. And have you been keeping yourself busy?
Super busy, actually. I haven't thought, like, I can't even think of one instance where I like sat down and was like, fuck, I'm bored. Like, I've actually been really, really busy. So I'm also really thankful for that, for sure.
Well, it's really cool. Like with most of our friends that I'm doing these check-ins with, I don't know, there must be some kind of trend with my friends, because my friends seem to have all kinds of hobbies and keeping themselves super busy. Not one person has told me like, oh, I'm totally bored, I'm not doing anything, you know what I mean? But I did think it important to check in on all the past guests, kind of giving the example how people, it's important to check in on all the people you like, because sometimes, nobody's really reaching out or speaking out. It's the quiet ones that you got to watch out for, right?
For sure. And also just like this sense of community building that I've been seeing a lot in the wake of this pandemic has been really, really heartwarming and really touching to see. Just like so much community organizing, like even in the Montreal Burlesque community, like a bunch of people started a GoFundMe fundraiser for people that were solely like living off of performing.
Right.
And this was like when it first started, right? So like CERB hadn't come out yet. Like, you know, it was really hard to get on EI, like if you're self-employed or you're a full-time performer. So just like seeing people take that initiative and just like care about one another within like my respective community, that's always really fucking cool to see that. And just like people supporting each other, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised and happy to say that I've seen more positive experiences than negative. You know, yeah, some people are every once in a while, and it's totally normal. It's like, man, I gotta get out, you know, and that type of thing. But I mean, I've seen so many people helping each other out, and you know, whether it's online and staying in touch that way, or even old school phone calls. Remember back in the day when you actually called somebody without texting them first to say, hey, is it a good time to call?
Yeah. Sometimes I miss having a landline. There's something like kind of, I don't know, it's got this like majestic quality to it because it's so unusual to like still have a landline.
Right, and then you pull it with the line on and it's all curled and stuff, and you play with it in your fingers. And
when I was in like high school, I used to talk on the phone with my friends for hours, you know, like
yeah,
people,
for sure.
Yeah, it's wild.
But it's funny how that time has just been taken over by, like, you know, now people be Messenger or on Facebook and doing that, but it seems to be the same type of time spent, you know?
Yeah. But also, like, something that I keep thinking to myself is, like, thank God we have the internet right now.
Yeah. Can you imagine this, like, with no electricity, no music, and everybody can't talk? Like, I would go absolutely batshit crazy, man.
But, like, what's also incredible is, like, I feel that as people, we have this incredible ability to adapt, right? Like, I don't know about you, but, like, in the second week of the pandemic and having to social isolate, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But now it's just, like, normal. Even just, like, the thought of going out to a bar, I'm like, that seems kind of overwhelming to me. Like, like, don't get me wrong, like, but I'm sure I would, you know, get right back into the groove of that. It's just, like, things are changing, but I'm getting used to it. So I'm
sure. I was
was
talking to my buddy Liam, and I was saying the first week I found it harder than what it is now. You know, it was weird. It's just like the adapting, like you're saying. And I think some people are surprising themselves. Like, actually, you know, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, no kidding. And
how have you been Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I feel super lucky because I set up like a rehearsal space, and I got some like big mirrors from IKEA because they delivered them. So that was really cool.
Thank you, IKEA.
Exactly. So like, I feel really fucking lucky that I still get to move. I still get to rehearse. I still get to practice. So like, I'm just using this time to like work on my costumes and rehearse. And also I started making masks. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's been like a whole fucking production in and of itself. And I'm actually making these masks, like, really hesitant about asking money for masks because they're an essential. It's like, why, like, I don't feel right about that. But the thing is that I'm raising money for Stella, which is a organization in Montreal here that is by and for sex workers. And their mandate is to improve working conditions and to, you know, fight for sex workers' rights.
And safety. And safety. They have a whole program around that. I know Stella very well. What a fantastic program.
Yeah.
To all the workers out there at Stella or elsewhere working and, you know, just fucking getting through this and helping others get through this, we do salute you.
I've been working with this organization for a number of years now. And now is such an important time to be raising money for sex workers because many cannot get any kind of funding whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And the street workers, like, it's not that like, oh, they're greedy, why do they need to be working right now? It's like, no, like, if you need fucking money, you're going to keep working. And it's just really, it's even more dangerous now because they're risking everything to be able to live. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make masks and I'm gonna give that money to Stella because they know what to do, they know how to help. So, and
because you're awesome, thank you for that.
No, like, I didn't want any kind of praise or whatever. Like, I'm actually turning red right now.
You are actually. I see that. That didn't take much.
Yeah, that happens. But no, I'm just fucking doing my part. That's all that it is.
Yeah. Well, see, that's a great attitude to have, because like it is true. Like anybody that works in the community, sometimes like it's great, all the donations and stuff and people working, but you can tell the people that want to, you know, a photo shoot or not, you know what I mean? And the difference, I mean, I think they're even more than just the goodwill of it. I think there's a communal responsibility for these types of things. And I tend to think that's where you're coming from more.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And also, like, to, you know, just speaking to what you just said, like a lot of people, they want to help, but they want to know that they helped, right? They kind of want that, that sense of like, I did something good, you know, but it's like, fuck, like that's nice and everything, but like I actually genuinely care about sex workers' rights, because sex work is work. And
absolutely.
And for any marginalized group that exists, like I do my best to try to act as an ally, and that's it.
It's wonderful. Are you okay? Is your family okay? Your friends, everybody's doing all right?
We're doing groovy.
All right. Listen, I just wanted to do a little quick check-in with all our past guests, like I was saying at the start there, and you look like you're doing fine. I can't wait to see you face-to-face one of these days, and we'll get there. We'll get through this. All right? You stay strong. If ever you need anything, don't be shy at all. Reach out anytime, all right?
Thank you so much. And you take care. Much love to you and your family, eh?
Thank you. Thank you, Jacki. You stay cool, girl. Bye.
Bye.
There you are. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
You got your friend with you.
All the time.
How you doing there, Humbert?
He's good. He just got in.
Yeah, he was out roaming the town.
Yeah, he was at the store.
Does he just walk there on his own?
Yeah, he goes to the store all the time.
I have a feeling this cat gets around the whole neighborhood.
No, he really just goes like to the corner store and just up the street. Yeah.
Is that because people give him treats there or something?
They do feed him at the store. Yeah, they have a little food dish for him. They give him treats. But like I when I first got him, I used to take him out on a leash, right? So I brought him to the store, and he loves it there because they have so much beer. It's like practically an SAQ. So there's like all these stacks of beer cases everywhere, so that you can climb on them and like. You know, cats don't get high up, you know. So.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So listen, I'm doing this thing where I'm checking in on past guests, and I kind of feel like, you know, this thing's been dragging on now for over a month, and I think it's time people kind of just check in with their people, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you hear more of one person than another, but it's always people you don't really hear from. I just thought it's important to check in with everybody and see how they're doing, how they're living through all this.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty much all I do now is check in on people. That's like my full-time job.
That's great. But how are you doing with this? I mean, it's been what, 5 weeks now or 6 weeks?
That, yeah, 5 or 6 weeks. Pretty good. Like I'm a homebody anyways. I work from home. I do everything from home. So that part of my life wasn't really impacted at all. But I'm also very social, and my place is like, kind of like a lot of people usually are hanging out here and stop by and we record here and stuff, but I haven't had anyone in my house in like 5 weeks, you know, so that's been kind of weird. That's like, you know,
absolutely. I totally get that. Like I grew up in a big house where we're about sometimes 8 or 9 people living in it, right? So I'm used to having action around. And I totally find it's weird being in a house alone. Yes, it can be fun and everything, and I do enjoy it. But there's every once in a while I get those eerie moments where it's like, you know, it's a big house, especially like I'm thinking like a country house, you know, like a really huge place. Ever been in a really huge place where it's kind of a weird feeling?
Yeah, for sure. Well, my place is not huge by any means. I have a tiny place. So it's still pretty cozy, and I have a roommate, so I am not totally isolated, you know.
Yeah, man.
And I still meet people, like, you know, I got a few friends every morning. We get up, if it's nice, we go for a walk for a couple hours before the streets are like, before anyone's on the streets, you know. And,
nice.
I always have a pot of coffee on. There's, you know, what time is it? It's 8:30. I've got a full pot of coffee on in my kitchen.
Fresh pots.
So people are always cool. We just go stand out on Sherbrooke Street by the florist and have coffee and watch the people and stuff.
That sounds perfect.
It's still good, you know, especially now with the weather getting nicer, you know, it's a lot more bearable, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like today, I'm still working. I'm working kind of like half time type thing, but I went to work. There are so many people out there today. You could tell, like, you know, I've been craving a sunny day here.
Yeah, really. And the next couple of days, well, not Thursday, Friday, but Saturday, Sunday should be like a real test of people's social distancing skills, because I think it's going to be that weekend where, like, it's the first weekend where people are like showing off some skin and starting their stuff, and everyone's going to have the spring fever and want to check everyone else out, you know, that.
Well, that's it.
That magical first spring weekend in Montreal.
Well, that's it. Hey, Montreal, man, when she starts shaking and she's waking up, everybody feels it. Everybody wants to get out there. It's like the weirdest thing this year, I find. It's like, you know, the first nice day and everybody goes to the terrace. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's going to be weird. I look forward to that first terrace of the year. I really do. Like, every year, that's like a big moment for me, you know?
For sure, yeah.
It's going to be kind of funny. But how have you been keeping yourself busy?
Mostly music, like I said, and just like keeping in touch with people, you know? I haven't been recording as much as I usually do, although I'm still doing pretty good. Like, I started a record. I'm 4 songs into a record that I started like post-pandemic. So I've got 4 songs finished already. So that's not bad, but for me, it's kind of slow. Like, normally I do a record in like 2 weeks, you know?
That's great, as long as the wheels are still rolling, you know?
Yeah, I'm writing, like, I've got a backlog of lyrics. I've got so many lyrics for songs, but I don't know, I think I have to be in kind of a kind of calm and zen state of mind to really do the recordings. Mm-hmm. And for the last 6 weeks, there's just been this like undercurrent of tension with everything, you know?
Yeah.
It's sort of like low-level anxiety that permeates all of our doings and everything we do. Where, like,
I totally know what you mean.
Like, you know, like.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I started off, I was doing really well. I was working out a bunch, but then slowly, like, I got into this little dip. I started losing motivation, you know? I think that's one of the big reasons I'm craving some warm weather right now, too.
Well, I didn't make the mistake of thinking I was going to start exercising. That's one thing I didn't do.
Yeah, I like to fucking force myself into awkward situations and say, you know, the first step is saying that you're going to do something. The second step is following through with it.
Right.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, I just wanted to check in on you, and I'm going to be checking.
NDG.
All is good in NDG with you in it, my man, with you in it. Well, listen, if ever you need anything, you feel free to reach out anytime, man. I just want to touch base with you. You stay cool, all right?
Yeah, same thing. You too.
All right, peace, brother. Love you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Danny Rebel, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Keeping sane.
Keeping sane. Well, that's what this is all about, really, right? How are you managing to keep sane?
I have my art that keeps me, you know, keeps me minded, I think. Mm-hmm. There's that. There's music. I still, you know, write here and there. But I miss jamming. I miss jamming with my band, man.
I'm sure. I did this thing the other day where I played solo acoustic. I don't do that very often, right? It was funny. I think I was more nervous doing that than I was the big show with the full band and everything, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking because, like, once you're done a song, it's just silence, you know?
Right?
Like, ooh, it's a break.
You've done a few of those now, right?
Yeah. It's as close as I can get to playing a show. And it does feel somewhat good, you know, like I'm still releasing what's inside of me, my soul, you know, spreading it out there and people are watching, you know.
Absolutely. I saw 2 of your performances. Absolutely fantastic, man. And good vibe. I was in the living room with me and we're just, you know, hanging out. She was painting and the music was going on. And it felt great, man.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's a little bit awkward. But the people who message you afterwards are what makes me more comfortable, and the people obviously who comment and this and that, who share the vibes.
For sure, for sure. I take it the gallery's closed during this time, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was thinking of like staying open just to like online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like I went there the other week and they closed down the whole building. Nothing is closed open up there.
Oh, really? You can't even get into work then?
I can, but it's
okay.
like it's not worth it because the front door is closed, so I don't see the point in opening. You know, like I still, where I work is basically where I am, so I'm lucky enough to do that. So
absolutely, that's why I think it's cool. You know, I was talking to a whole bunch of people that, you know, whether they're musicians or artists. I think, you know, musicians and artists might actually be the most well prepared for this moment in time right now, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone's like, oh, what am I gonna do? This and that. Yo, I've been planning this. I've been doing this for like 2 years, 3 years. I mean, with my art, but like musically, it's been longer. But yeah, this is how we live.
Well, pretty much, right? I love the glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
Are those new?
No, I just they were yellow before, and
that's what it was. Yeah.
and I was painting one night, and I accidentally dropped them on my palette, which had green paint on it, and I tried to take it out, and it like kind of smudged on it, and I was like, oh shit. So I'm like, hey, wait a minute, it kind of looks cool. So
yeah, man. That's great. We finally got the story about the glasses.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know about the glasses, bro. I love it. Yeah, man. But you and the whole family, everybody's all right?
Yeah. As you can see right here, hold on. I made a fort for my daughter. The living room.
Sweet. That's some good daddy work right there, guys.
Yeah. No, but like she's been like, okay, we better take it down because it kind of looks messy in the living room. But she's like, I want to sleep in there all night. I'm like, I mean, fine.
Of course. For sure. I would.
Yeah, exactly. No, she's
that's cool.
it.
I heard you did one show with Kaya was helping you out on the show, I thought.
Yes, on one, there's one, oh, hold on a second.
Ran away. There we are.
Okay. We did like a little thing that my sister gathered up called Jamming with Your Jammies. Jamming in Your Jammies. And it's all, sometimes it's bands, sometimes it's with people in bands who have kids, and they just, you know, put together a show for the kids.
Yeah, man.
You know, where's the bag?
Hold on a second.
Slight intermission here. Got some daddy work going on.
My stuff in when we were going inside.
I don't know, my love. I'm in an interview right now, so I'll help you later. Okay.
Hi, Kaya.
Say hi.
Hi, Kaya. Love that kid.
Yeah.
It's good to see her face, man.
Yeah. She's definitely growing. And,
yeah, man.
She can't stop, right? But
well, that's it. Have you been in touch with a lot of people since this has started? Like, are you like staying social?
I've been social distancing. Like I've been seeing people around my neighborhood, and I've been walking more because of the dog.
Right. That's right. You guys just got a new little puppy.
Yeah. I've been sharing we called her Sunny, and
awesome.
I share her with Kaya's mom. You know, sometimes she goes with her, sometimes she goes with me. And right now she's just having trouble trying to cope with well, my cat is trying to take cover. You know, she's trying to.
Those are just some serious family dynamics, right? Once you get the cats and the dogs and everything's happening, and they got to work their shit out, right?
I was not expecting this to happen. I mean, like, I should have, but like I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. Like the cat is not liking the dog right now. She's like, yo, this is my house, motherfucker.
Well, that's it. In our house, like, even though the dog's like 10 times bigger than the cat, I mean, it's still the cat's the boss, you know? But I mean, they have to work it out between themselves, you know, make their own hierarchy. It's how it always works out.
That's what everyone's saying. And I posted a thing on Facebook and asking for tips, and everyone has been really supportive of that. And, you know, that's what the cool thing about Facebook is, that you could, when you're not sure about some things, you could just ask away.
Well, it's funny, you know, I was just talking to Christina actually over supper tonight, and we're talking about how living this moment right now in this time is kind of interesting, because if it was like 15, 20 years ago and any time before that, I mean, people would not be in touch, you know, wouldn't be, have all these different ways to learn or work on new projects.
Yeah, you'd have to figure it out on your own, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, like these days, you know, the whole thing about learning and teaching right now too. I mean, is it important to memorize something or just know how to look stuff up? Like how to, you know, that didn't exist before. And now you can how to everything.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, a lot of people just figure it out like on the spot. You know, people ask me about like how do you so good with Kaya? How do you become such a good dad and this and that? But when she came into this world, man, like you just sort of figure things out on your own. You know, that's it.
Well, absolutely. Well, listen, Danny, I just wanted to check in with you, make sure you're doing all right, because like, you know, most people, everybody sees people's posts and stuff on social media, but nobody's actually, you know, seen a lot of people face to face. And I'm taking this mesh and check in on all my buds. So you look well, and time, if you need to reach out, you just do so, man.
Yeah, it's ups and downs,
that's
and waves.
Soon enough, we'll be chilling, making music again, you know.
Exactly. I really can't wait. I hope soon.
Yes. Well, listen, thanks. Great to see you. Send the love to the whole family, and stay well. All right. We'll talk to you.
You too. Thank you.
All right, peace out.
Man, it's good to see everybody. It's good to see people's faces, you know, it really kind of is. And yeah, so thanks for hanging around to the end of the show. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to help the show financially so you can get some new gear and equipment and all that kind of thing, you can follow the Be a Producer program. The PayPal link is in the description. And I hope you're all well. Reach out anytime. All right, guys, stay cool. Boom. Oh, came in, don't know shit.